Live coverage of Harrison County baseball. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Hinton Mills, Sorrel Home Medical, Harrison Memorial Hospital, Southern States, Edward Jones Investments, Bluegrass Stockyards, Farm Credit Mid-America, Poindexter Lumber Company, Hardee's of Cynthiana, First Methodist Church, State Farm Insurance Agent Joe Cochran, Snappy Tomato Pizza, El Paricatin Mexican Restaurant, Weber Farms, Kentucky Farm Bureau Agent Chad Eversole, Palmer Hampton Realty, Oasis Bar and Grill, and Judy Construction. And now for all the play-by-play action, here's your host, Jim Swinford.
Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to Harrison County High School Baseball. I'm Jim Swinford, coming to you from Mack Whitaker Field up here on the hilltop, where this afternoon the Thoroughbreds will be hosting the annual Hometown Pharmacy Invitational. We'll be playing 3 games today, we meaning the people who are here. Harrison County will take on Lewis County first here in a few minutes. Then the Lions will stick around and take on Breathitt County. Then around 4:30, the Thoroughbreds will take on the Bobcats to finish out the day. Thoroughbreds coming in with a record of 12-2. Lewis County still having struggles this year at just 2-7. Of course, the Thoroughbreds coming back from Florida, where the Thoroughbreds won 2 out of 3, beating Milton and Pine Forest before losing to one of the best teams in the state of Florida, Pace High School. That game ended up being a 4-inning game that was a final score of 16-0. But back here, taking on Lewis County for the second time this season. If you'll remember, back on March the 22nd, these two teams got together and Harrison County came away with a 9-1 win, scoring 2 runs in the third, 5 more in the fifth, and then a couple of more in the sixth to wrap things up. Lewis County coached by Travis Wallingford, who's in his first year as the head Lion. This will be the 6th meeting between these two schools overall, and Harrison County has won the last 5 straight. Beautiful day for baseball here on the hilltop. Temperature a little bit coolish. When I left my car, it said 39. I think the sun will make it feel more like in the 40s, but that's still a little bit coolish. Wind blowing in from left center field, but not too much of a gust at all. But when it's in the 30s, anything will make it feel just a little bit colder. Harrison County hoping to bounce back from that loss, as we said, to Pace, Florida, with a victory here today over the Lions. Well, while we have a chance, let's send it back to the station to the Reverend Ted Beam from First Methodist Church with today's pregame. I wondered who that was, with our today's pregame prayer.
Let's pray. Our Father in heaven, we thank you for your incredible love and grace to us.
To what?
Thank you for your faithfulness. Thank you for how you've revealed yourself to us.
Was.
You sent Jesus to come to walk among us, to die on our behalf, that we could have our sins forgiven, that we would know you and know you well.
Yes.
We are so grateful. We do lift up the teams to you tonight, that you will pour out your spirit on them, that they will play well, that they will excel in their teamwork, in their understanding of competition, that they'll learn about sportsmanship tonight and about fair play. We ask you to pour out your spirit on them, guide the athletes, guide the coaches, the officials, guide the entire event tonight. You protect them all from injuries, please, that it will be a wonderful time to play, to enjoy the evening. We do thank you for your faithfulness to them. You hold them, please, in the palm of your hand. In Jesus' name, amen. My name is Ted Beam. I'm the pastor at First Methodist Church in Cynthiana at the corner of Pike Street and Church Street.
Thank you.
I hope you come worship with us this coming Sunday at 11 a.m.
All righty, back here on the hilltop. Let's take a look now at Lewis County's starting lineup. Leading off will be their left fielder, Connor Plank. He'll be followed by the shortstop, Kyron Ferguson. The third-place batter will be the center fielder, Braxton Egbert. Cleaning up today for Lewis County will be their third baseman, Cam Ferris. He'll be followed by the designated hitter, John Reeder, who's batting for the pitcher, Parker Jordan. In the sixth slot will be the first baseman, Brody Detillion. He'll be followed by the second baseman, Hunter Bivens. In the eighth spot, Bryson Toller. He's the catcher. And rounding out the batting order today for Lewis County will be their right fielder, Braden McGlone. So once again for Lewis, it'll be Plank, Ferguson, Egbert, Ferris, Reeder, Detillion, Bivens, Toller, and McGlone. Defensively for the Thoroughbreds, Brian Vaughn back behind the plate with Jordan Persinger at first and Cooper Slade at second base. Blake Green is over at third with Boston Reynolds at short. And left to right in the outfield, Sean Vaughn, Lewis, and Walker all backing up the pitching of Dre Roberts. Roberts pitching for the first time since he threw against Milton High School a week ago. Overall this year, making his fourth appearance, his fourth start. He's thrown 17 innings, giving up 10 hits while striking out 14 and walking only 6. He's given up 5 runs this year, 2 of which have been earned. Does not yet have a record and has an ERA of 0.82 and a really nice ratio of 0.94. So Dre trying to get Harrison County back on the winning track back here in Kentucky. As far as the rest of the week, real quick, we'll go over it more during this broadcast and later on tonight against Breathitt County. But on Monday, we'll travel to Pendleton County in Falmouth for a 5:15 start against the Wildcats in a district game. Then on Tuesday, we'll have a doubleheader here on the Hilltop against Robertson County with the first game beginning at 5:15. On Wednesday, we'll head to Dry Ridge to take on Grant County for a 5:30 start. And then next weekend, the Thoroughbreds will host the annual Harris Memorial Hospital Classic, where there will be several games over the course of Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. We'll get more into that just a little bit later in the week. Well, right now we're about to have the national anthem, so we'll take a listen to that, then take a break. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Congratulations, you're officially an agent.
Sweet. I get one of those cool agent names, right? Like Viper or Shadow?
Well, Wayne, we're thinking you go by Wayne?
Oh, yeah, Wayne's fine too.
With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, there's an agent in every county who's involved in the community, which means you'll know your agent by name. In this case, Wayne.
I got it. What about 006?
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Trish Jenkins today at 859-588-5590 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Hometown station and the home of the Breds and Phillies.
Okay,
WCYN, 1400 AM and 101.3 FM.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. Harrison County and Lewis County taking each other on in the first of 3 games today in the Hometown Pharmacy Invitational. As we mentioned earlier, Lewis County will stay here for the next game to take on Breathitt County. That'll be around 2:15. And then the Thoroughbreds will take on the Bobcats to finish up the day at 4:30. And it's going to be a day in which I think that as the day goes along, the temperature will get a lot better. So right now, just a little bit chilly out there for this noon start. Thoroughbreds saw their 10-game winning streak come to an end in that loss to Pace High School back on Wednesday, but hopefully our guys can bounce back from that and get another 10-game winning streak on a roll. Field in excellent condition, as you might imagine here in the middle part of April. Things really starting to green up. In fact, my yard needs to be mowed a little bit right now. Probably won't get till our off day on Thursday, so hopefully it won't rain on Thursday. Connor Plank, Kyron Ferguson, and Braxton Egbert will be the first three to come to the plate for Lewis County here in the top of the first. Plank, the left fielder for the Lions today. Lewis County in their light blue road uniforms with Lewis on the front with in script. Harrison County in their maroon tops with reds and black letters across the front, and their white baseball pants as the first pitch is taken outside for ball one. Plank on the season is batting .308. Leads team in runs scored with 10, has a couple of doubles and 5 RBIs. So next pitch is fouled out of play, evening up the count at 1-1. He's also the co-leader on the team in walks with 7. Left-handed batter. Roberts gets the sign from his catcher, Brian Vaughn. And now time called as Plank has to readjust the batting gloves before stepping in. Plank, when we played these guys before, went 1 for 2 with a couple of walks. Next pitch is way outside as the count goes to 2-1. Harrison County winning that previous battle 9-1 in the game that was played in Vanceburg. Next pitch is a pop-up foul, and that'll play to the left side again. That'll even up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Roberts on the mound, a junior. Outfield playing the batter to go the opposite way. Chokes up on the bat handle, and the break even is a bouncer past the mound. Gloved by the shortstop, Boston Reynolds. His throw to first base will short Jordan Persinger for an error. So the leadoff batter gets aboard for the Lions, bringing up Kyron Ferguson. Since the ball went in the dugout, he'll get second base. So a 2-base error on that throw by Reynolds. Ferguson, the shortstop, on the year. He is batting a team-high .462. Has 8 runs scored, a double, a triple, a couple of RBIs, and is tied with Plank for the number of walks that he's picked up, that being 7. Pitch is hammered to left field. Looking up and running out of room quickly is the left fielder, Sean Vaughn, as that ball hit nearly to the top of the bank. By far the longest home run we've had this season. And I mean, Ferguson got every bit of that fastball that appeared to be right over the plate for the 2-run home run. So already Lewis County has scored more runs in this game than they did in the entire game when we played these guys over at Vanceburg in that 9-1 win. That was an absolute shot by Ferguson. For Ferguson, that is his first home run of the season. And that'll bring Braxton Egbert to the plate. Egbert, the center fielder. Roberts wheels and fires. The first pitch is going to be down low. Ferguson makes that Egbert had squared to bunt, but brought the bat back when he saw that the pitch was going to be out of the strike zone. Egbert batting .250. Scored 4 runs as the next pitch is outside for ball 2. Egbert, the team leader in doubles with 4. He also leads the team in RBIs with 7. And has walked 4 times. 2-0, Lewis leads here in the top of the first. Next pitch to Egbert's going to be across the inside part of the plate for a strike. This count goes to 2-1. The wind and the next pitch is going to bounce outside and away from Brian Vaughn. Count goes to 3 balls and a strike. Looking down to get the sign from his third base coach is Egbert before standing back in the batter's box. Very wide open stance. So the next pitch is a bouncer to third, backhanded by Green. His throw to first base is going to short hop Ferguson, or make that Persinger, but Persinger able to dig it out of the dirt for out number 1.
Number 23, Cam Ferris.
They'll bring the cleanup batter and third baseman Cam Ferris to the plate. Excuse me. Ferris on the year, batting .360. He scored 6 runs, has 3 doubles and 5 RBIs. He's also walked 3 times. Roberts wheels and fires the pitch. It's going to be down low as the count goes to 1-0. Ferris went 1 for 3 with a run scored and a double when these two teams got together earlier. Next pitch is going to be down low once again as the count goes to 2-0. A couple of fans made their way from Vanceburg to watch their Lions play here today. Next pitch is high and inside as the count goes to 3-0. Of course, with it being cold, it's harder to grip the ball the way you want to, and I'm afraid that right now Roberts is suffering from that issue. Ferris watches the next pitch all the way, and it's down low for ball 4. So 3 of the first 4 batters for Lewis County have reached here at the top of the first, bringing John Reeder to the plate. Reeder, the designated hitter, batting for the pitcher Parker Jordan. Reeder this year, find him here, just 1 for 2 according to the stats. His first pitch is taken for a strike. Waggling the bat over his right shoulder is Reeder. And the pitch is a pop-up to the right side of the infield. Persinger near the line, has a beat on it and drops it. Luckily for Harrison County, that ball was foul. Holy cow, people. That's 3 misplayed balls already here in the top of the first. 0-2 the count to Reeder, as he'll retreat back to the batter's box to swing away here and hopefully swing and miss. 1 out in the inning, 2 runs have already come in on the 2-run homer by Kyron Ferguson. Now Reeder steps back in. Good size lead at first base by Ferris. In fact, he's leaning a little bit. Next pitch is fouled off the press box. This count remains 0-2. Roberts has to pitch well as the Thoroughbreds have several games over the next week. Much like his predecessor, Reeder a wide open stance at the plate. And here's a bouncer to short. Reynolds flips it to the second baseman Slade. His return to first is in time for the 6-4-3 double play to end the inning. But 2 runs do come across the plate on the home run by Ferguson. That was also the only hit. There was 1 error, and as it ends up, nobody was left on base. So as we head now to the bottom of the first, your score, Lewis County 2 and Harrison County coming to bat. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
on Harrison County early with a couple of runs with the top of the first inning. Now it's Harrison County's time to see if they can make it up against Parker Jordan, pitching today for Lewis. Leading off for the Thoroughbreds will be the left fielder, Sean Vaughn. He'll be followed by the third baseman, Blake Green. Third place batter is the catcher, Brian Vaughn. Cleaning up will be the right fielder, Donovan Walker. The fifth place batter is the first baseman, Persinger. He'll be followed by Lewis, who's out in center field. Ian Hopkins, the designated hitter, bats seventh. He's batting for the second baseman, Cooper Slade. The eighth place batter is the pitcher, Dre Roberts. And rounding out the batting order for the Breds today will be the shortstop, Boston Reynolds. So once again for the Breds, Sean Vaughn, Green, Brian Vaughn, Walker, Jordan Persinger, Lewis, Hopkins, Roberts, and Reynolds. Defensively for Lewis County, Bryson Toller is behind the plate with Brody Detillion at first and Hunter Bivens at second. Over at third is Cam Ferris with Kyron Ferguson at short. The left fielder is Connor Plank. In center field, Braxton Egbert. And out in right field, Braden McGlone, all backing up the pitching of Parker Jordan. Jordan on the season making just his second appearance. This is his first start. In that other appearance, he went one inning, struck out a person, walked another batter, so has a record of 0-0 and an ERA of 0.00. Sean Vaughn leading things off for the Breds. Sean on the year batting .350, has a couple of doubles and 5 RBIs. He's also scored 6 runs, has a couple of walks as well.
Number 15, Sean Vaughn.
Over at third base, Ferris several steps in on the infield grass as the first pitch to Sean is going to be outside and high for ball 1. It's going to turn into a great day for baseball. Wheeling the bat around a couple of times is Vaughn as the pitcher Jordan gets the sign from his battery mate Toller, and the pitch is going to be high to run the count to 2 balls and no strikes. Harrison County dugout very vocal today. That started out with the introduction of the starting lineup, in fact. Sean Vaughn awaits the next delivery, and it's going to be way outside and way high. Count goes to 3 balls and no strikes. As we mentioned, Sean has only walked twice this year, but he's a pitch out of the strike zone away from making it number 3. We're in the bottom of the first. Harrison down 2-0 to Lewis County. The wind and the 3-0 is going to be taken at the letters. Sean was taking all the way on that pitch. Now steps back in, is ready to go. Outfield playing him fairly shallow. The wind and Jordan's next pitch is outside for ball 4. So a leadoff walk starts things off in a good way for the Thoroughbreds. For Blake Green.
Now batting number 14, Blake Green.
Green batting .308 on the year, has a couple of doubles, a home run, and 6 RBIs. Tied for the team lead in runs scored with 18. Over at first, Sean Vaughn being held on by Detillion. Squaring to bunt is Green, now brings the bat back. The ball skips away from the catcher. So on down to second base on the wild pitch will go Sean Vaughn. So the Breds' potential first run in scoring position. The 1-0 count on Green. Green on the year, batting 5 for 10 with runners in scoring position. Over at first base, Detillion has stepped in on the infield grass. Checked back at second base by Jordan. And squaring to bunt once again is going to be Green. This time, though, he tips the ball into the mid of Toller, evening up the count at 1-1. Wind still lofting in from left center field. And the next pitch is going to be down low. Green did not appear to show bunt that time. Count goes to 2-1. Number 14 stands in there and awaits the next delivery to him. A look back at second base at the runner, Sean Vaughn, by Parker Jordan. And the pitch is going to hit Green in the back. So Green will get a free pass down to first base. That's the 4th time this season that Green has been hit by a pitch. So with runners on first and second, Brian Vaughn to the plate.
Now batting number 32, Brian Vaughn.
Brian now batting .385. 3 doubles, tied for the team lead in homers with 2. Also tied for the team lead in RBIs with 13. He scored 11 runs and walked 6 times. Runners take their leads. Jordan takes a look back at second, and squaring to bunt is Brian Vaughn, but the pitch is way inside, so far so that even the catcher couldn't find it. So on the wild pitch, Sean Vaughn moves to third, Green moves to second, and all of a sudden the Thoroughbreds have the potential tying run in scoring position. Well, despite the fact they're only up by 2 here in the first, the Lions defense playing back, with the exception of the first baseman, Detillion, as the first pitch is taken, or next pitch is taken for ball 2. Brian Vaughn can break that tie in RBIs on the team with a base hit here. The wind and the pitch is way high and outside again. So Parker Jordan really struggling, and has just his second outing of the season. The other outing was against Harrison County when we played these guys up in Dry Ridge. Wind and the 3-0 is going to be down low, ball 4. So the bases are loaded with Thoroughbreds on a couple of walks, sandwiching a hit batsman for Donovan Walker. But first, a trip to the mound by Travis Wallingford, who's not liking what he's seeing and letting Jordan know about it. Parker Jordan, a sophomore, did not start against Harrison County, but did pitch the last inning of that game. We said in that one inning, gave up no hits, a walk and a strikeout. Conversation on the mound just now concluding, and Coach Wallingford will head back to the dugout. Donovan Walker on the year, batting .366, has 3 doubles, tied the team high in triples with 1, also has a home run, and currently tied for RBIs with 13. He's also scored 6 runs and walked 5 times.
Now batting number 22, Donovan Walker.
Walker batting with the bases loaded for the first time this season. Left-hander stands in there. Middle infielders back, corner infielders in with the bases packed. Now the catcher, Toller, looks at his wristband after getting the sign from the dugout. As Walker continues to wait, the wind and the first pitch is tipped foul into the mid of Toller for strike 1. Jordan showing a pretty good fastball that time. So Walker will make the adjustment, the next good pitch he sees. Outfield wheeled around for him to pull, and the pitch is outside, gets away from the catcher Toller, and on what we're going to call a pass ball, coming home to score will be Sean Vaughn. So the Breds have cut the deficit in half. Also moving up, Green goes to third, and Brian Vaughn moves on down to second. The count of 1 ball and 1 strike on Walker. Next pitch is going to find its way across the inside part of the plate. That's a nice pitch. This count goes to 1-2 on Walker. Flashing the sign to the mound, Toller, and the 1-2 pitch is way inside. Bounces squarely back to the catcher off of the press box. However, the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left-handed hitting Walker steps back in. Jordan sees a pitch selection he likes from his catcher. Break-even pitch is outside. So the count goes full at 3-2. Reds trail 2-1, but something's got to give here, although first base is open. The wind and the payoff pitch is a bouncer to the right side, gloved by the second baseman Bivens. His throw to first is in time to retire Walker, but coming home from third with the tying run will be Green, as the Reds now have tied the game at 2 apiece. Also on that ground ball moving to third base was Vaughn. Jordan Persinger to the plate. Persinger playing over at first base, as is his habit. Corner infielder still in, middle infielder still back. So first pitch to Persinger sails high for ball 1. Persinger awaits the next delivery. Persinger batting a team-high .432 with a couple of doubles and 9 RBIs. He's also scored 12 runs. Oh, and the next pitch was fouled off with a bat off of the elbow pad. Oh, no, they're going to say it was actually off the elbow pad first. So the second hit batsman in the inning puts runners on the corners for the Reds for Jay-Sean Lewis. And now the home plate umpire explaining to Coach Wallingford what happened there, because he thinks that the ball hit the elbow pad first, but the home plate umpire says no.
Number 3, Jay-Sean Lewis.
Lewis on the season, batting .341, leads the team in doubles with 4. As one of the team's triples, also tied the team lead in homers with 2. He's also scored 18 runs, which is also tied for best on the team. First pitch is going to be high and outside for ball 1. Over at first base, Persinger being held on by Detillion, leaving a big gap on the right side of the infield that Lewis, if he pulls the ball, can line one through. Next pitch is swung on and missed. Count goes 1-1. Bryce Coy running at first base. Running for Brian Vaughn. Next pitch, here goes the runner from first to second. The pitch is going to be high and away. So on ball 2, down to second base on the steal goes Persinger. For Jordan, that is his 6th steal of the season. So once again, 2 runners in scoring position for Lewis. Lewis batting .500 in these kind of situations this year. Jordan's next delivery is going to sail high. Count goes to 3-1. Just one out in the inning as 4 of the first 5 have reached for the Thoroughbreds, 2 of which have scored. Base hit here should get those 2 guys home as well. Wind and the 3-1. Oh, and that is going to hit Lewis on the leg. So the third hit batter here in the bottom of the first load the bases with Thoroughbreds, as Ian Hopkins, the designated hitter, will come to the plate, but I think we're going to have a pitching change, as Coach Wallingford is seeing quite enough. Yep, he'll just go ahead and bring in the new pitcher, who is number 13. So while he takes his warm-up tosses, your situation is this. We are in the bottom of the first inning. The score is tied at 2-2. The Reds have the bases loaded with just 1 out. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sport.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Mary Todd Ashbrook today at 859-588-1520 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Hilltop, the new pitcher on the mound for the Lions will be Bryson Helfenstein. Helfenstein making just his second appearance of the year. In that other inning he pitched, which was not against Harrison County, he threw 2 innings, gave up 3 hits, struck out 3, walked 6, gave up 7 runs, all 7 of which were earned, so it has a record of 0-0, but a pretty heavy ERA of 24.50. Helfenstein is a sophomore. Wears the number 13 on the back of his jersey, so he must not be very superstitious. Ian Hopkins, the DH, will be the first batter that he'll face. Hopkins batting for the second baseman, Cooper Slade. Hopkins on the season is 2 for 5. That's an even 400 batting average. And one of those 2 hits was a double. So stands in now with the bases loaded. Peering in to get the sign from Toller as Helfenstein. Corner infielders in, middle infielders back. And the pitch is going to be swung on and missed for strike 1. Hopkins on the year with runners in scoring position, going 1 for 2, although this is his first time batting with the bases loaded. Next pitch is going to be a little bit high. This count goes even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Cynthiana Hardee's wants you to visit them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on US 27 South. They've got the best burgers in town. That's at Hardee's in Cynthiana. From the stretch, Helfenstein. And the pitch is just a little bit outside for ball 2. The catcher, Toller, tried to frame it, but unsuccessfully so as the count goes to 2-1. Hopkins, just an 8th grader. Awaits the next pitch. And it's going to be high for ball 3. No place to put him. Hopkins looking for his first RBI of the season. Good place to have it right here and right now. Levels the bat at the plate as Toller flashes a sign to the mound. And the 3-1 delivery is high and inside for ball 4. So coming home to score will be Bryce Coy. And everybody else moves up 90 paces as well on the RBI base on balls picked up by Ian Hopkins. They'll bring Dre Roberts to the plate.
Dre Roberts.
Look at Roberts' numbers after this first pitch. Base is still loaded, and here is a fly ball into right field. McGlone camping under it, grabs it. Persinger will score on the sacrifice fly by Dre Roberts, which puts Harrison County up by a score of 4-2 now. And we're still in the bottom of the first inning. Also on that fly ball to right field, Lewis moves from second to third, leaving runners on the corners for Boston Reynolds. Reynolds playing over at shortstop. Bang just 136 on this season with a double and 3 RBIs. Although he is tied for the team lead in walks with 8. And has scored 6 runs. First pitch is outside for ball 1. Reynolds 1 for 10 in his last 5 games, so struggling through a bit of a slump. 2 outs in the inning now. Down at third base, Lewis takes his lead, as does Hopkins at first. So the next pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. And on down to second base with the stolen base will go Hopkins. So 2 runners in scoring position for Reynolds. His team leads 4-2 here in the bottom of the first. So come on, Boston, hit a gap somewhere. Senior levels the bat, now waggles it over his right shoulder, and the pitch is going to be on the outside part of the plate for strike 2. This count goes to a ball and 2 strikes. Reynolds levels the bat as Helfenstein gets the sign. And the pitch is a slow roller to the left side, but it's going to finally die foul after about a 20-foot trip. That will keep the count at 1-2. Reynolds wanders back to the home plate area. And now will set himself in there. Helfenstein trying to get out of the inning without any more damage being done. His team trails by 2. 1-2 pitch is outside, bounces past the catcher, coming home Lewis, and he'll slide in there safely. So another pitch that gets away from the catcher. Will give us a wild pitch. Allows Lewis to score to up Harrison County's lead to 5-2. Also, Hopkins moves down to third on that same play. Over at third, Ferris still in on the infield grass a couple steps. And Helfenstein's break-even pitch is just a little bit outside. The count goes full at 3-2. Reynolds taps the plate with his bat as he steps back in there. 9th man to bat in the inning for the Braves. And the payoff is sliced foul and out of play down to Shirley Field, keeping the count full at 3-2. Reynolds gets the sign from third base coach Terry Smith as Hopkins wanders away from the third base bag down the line. Once again, the payoff is a bouncer to the left side. Ferguson is there, fires to first base in time to retire Reynolds for out number 3. But 5 runs cross the plate for the Thoroughbreds in an inning in which they collected exactly zero base hits. Although there were 1, 2, 3 walks and 3 other guys got hit by a pitch. Strange inning. So we head to the second. Your score, Harrison County 5 and Lewis County 2. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small-town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Katie Bowman today at 859-595-4234 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Alrighty, back here on the hilltop, a lot of crooked numbers coming across the plate in that first frame. Harrison County had 5 after Lewis County had gotten 2. Here in the top of the second for the Lions, it'll be Brody Detillion, Hunter Bivens, and Bryson Toller. going up against Dre Roberts, who struggled a little bit there in the first inning. Of course, our defense struggled as well. Well, the live YouTube broadcast of this game is proudly brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau, Palmer Hampton Realty, and Farm Credit Mid-America. Visit youtube.com, /WCYN Sports to watch all the action here on the Hilltop. Welcome everybody who might be tuning in. Brody Detillion, the first baseman, will start things off.
Now batting number 3, Brody Detillion.
See Detillion's numbers on the year. He's batting .333 on 9 of 27. Has 4 runs scored, a double, a triple, and 6 RBIs. He's also walked a couple of times. First pitch to him is a bouncer to first. Gobbled up, now bobbled, but then gobbled up again by Persinger. Luckily, that ball was within a foot of the first base bag to make it the first out of the inning. They'll bring the second baseman, Hunter Bivens, to the plate.
Number 14, Hunter Bivens.
See, Bivens on the season, batting just .200. Has a run scored, a couple of doubles, 3 RBIs, and a walk. First pitch to him is going to be at the knees for a strike. Bivens wears the number 14 on the back of his jersey. And the pitch is outside, evening up the count at 1-1. Next delivery to the plate is going to be at the knees. This count goes to 1-2. 1 out, nobody on for Lewis here in the top of the second. They trail 5-2. Roberts working quickly. Next pitch is going to sail high as the count grows even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Left fielder Sean Vaughn playing the batter way, way back. Next pitch is tip foul into the mitt of Brian Vaughn for strike 3. Our first Joe Cochran at State Farm strikeout of the day. Now bring the catcher Bryson Toller to the plate.
Number 0, Bryson Toller.
Toller on the season is 0 for 3 with a run scored, an RBI, and a walk. So he swings and misses at the first pitch for strike 1. So not very many plate appearances this year for the junior. Roberts' next pitch is going to be down low as the count goes even at 1-1. Well, as we speak, the Phillies are playing Boyle County at a tournament up at Notre Dame Academy in Northern Kentucky. They'll play later on this afternoon against the Pandas. Next pitch is swung on and missed as the count goes to 1-2. Phillies now an impressive 16-1 on the season after winning 4 out of 5 down at Pigeon Forge this past week. Next pitch is swung on and missed. A high fastball that Toller swung through for strike 3. It's another Joe Cochran at State Farm strikeout. 3 up and 3 down. We're heading back to the bottom of the second. Your score, Harrison County 5 and Lewis County 2. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Congratulations, you're officially an agent.
Sweet. I get one of those cool agent names, right? Like Viper or Shadow?
Well, Wayne, we're thinking you go by Wayne?
Oh, yeah, Wayne's fine too.
With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, there's an agent in every county who's involved in the community, which means you'll know your agent by name. In this case, Wayne.
I got it. What about 006?
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Round in the first inning when they scored 5 runs, so we'll be back at the top of the order here in inning number 2. Back on the mound for his first full inning of work in relief will be Bryson Helfenstein. He'll be facing Sean Vaughn, Blake Green, and Brian Vaughn to start things off in this inning. Sean Vaughn walked his first time up, moved to second on a wild pitch, moved to third on another wild pitch, and came home on a pass ball. Harrison County scoring those 5 runs without the benefit of a base hit. Whatever way you get them, get them. Sean Vaughn watches the outfielders for Lewis County all backing up about 10 steps. Ferris, as he did most of the first inning, in on the infield grass at third as the first pitch is up high for ball 1. It's Helfenstein having as much trouble finding the strike zone as did his predecessor, Parker Jordan. The wind and the next pitch is a pop-up in behind home plate, and this will sail out of play as well as the count goes to 1-1. How about the Phillies playing today? Their next game will be on Tuesday when they'll head to Falmouth to take on the Lady Cats of Pendleton County. That'll be a 5:30 start. Back on April the 2nd, the Phillies defeated Pendleton County here on the Hilltop 10-3. Next pitch will be outside as the count goes to 2-1. Then on Thursday, the Phillies will host Nicholas County. That's a 6 o'clock start. Back on April the 1st, the Phillies won in Carlisle 13-0 in 5. Next pitch will sail high for Helfenstein as the count goes to 3-1. Then a big game on Friday as the defending 10th Region champions and the hated Lady Indians of Montgomery County will come to town. That'll be a 6 o'clock start. Next pitch is a pop-up foul and out of play, the right side, loading up the count to the leadoff batter for the Breds here in the bottom of the second at 3-2. Then next Saturday, the Phillies will host Corbin here on the Hilltop. The Lady Redhounds coming for a 10 o'clock, it's 10 a.m. game against the Phillies. The wind and the payoff is just a little bit outside for ball 4. So Sean Vaughn walks for the second time, bringing Blake Green back to the plate. Green was hit by a pitch and later came home to score his first time up. As far as our broadcast of Phillies softball, they're actually up there today at Notre Dame. Doing both games, I assume? We'll assume so. Over at first base, Sean Vaughn being held on. A throw to first is not in time. So you can turn on our app right now and listen to the Phillies taking on Boyle County. And also their game later on this afternoon against the host Notre Dame team. Tuesday's game against Pendleton will be on our radio. Thursday will be on the app. And Friday and Saturday games will also be on the app, so you can hear the Phillies, all the Phillies games coming up over the next week or so. 1-0 the count to Green. Over at third, Ferris comes in a few more steps on the infield grass. Here he goes. The pitch is going to be a bunt to the left side, scooped up by Ferris. His throw to first is in time. However, the sacrifice is successful in that it will move Sean Vaughn on down to second base. They'll bring Brian Vaughn back to the plate. Brian walked his first time up. Red's already up 5-2, but threatening to score some more with a runner in scoring position and just one out in the inning. Pitch is going to short hop the home plate area and on down to third base on that wild pitch. Will go Sean Vaughn. Infield will stay back defensively for Lewis County. Lions 2-7, Harrison County 12-2. Next pitch is outside and low. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes on Brian. Getting his first start, I believe, behind the plate this season today. Wind and the delivery is on the inside corner for a strike. Breds, despite having 5 runs, stilling for their first base hit of the day. Check of the runner by Helfenstein, and the pitch is outside. This one will get past the catcher, and scoring on the pass ball will be Sean Vaughn. The Breds go up now 6-2. So many walks, hit batsmen, wild pitches, pass balls. It's looking a whole lot like a Little League game out there, people. Helfenstein gets the sign from Toller. And his 3-1 delivery is gonna, you've got to be kidding me. Called a strike. Holy cow, that ball was a foot inside. Standing back in there with a full count on him is Brian Vaughn. And the payoff to the plate. Down low, ball 4. So another walk given up by the Lewis County pitchers. The duo of Jordan and Helfenstein have now walked five batters and hit 3 others.
Batting number 22, Donovan Walker.
Donovan Walker to the plate now. He bounced out to second his first time up, but drove in a run. Runner takes his lead at first. And Helfenstein's pitch is inside quite a bit. In fact, it'll get past the catcher, Bryce Coy, who had come in to run, is now at second base, and we'll have to get that in the pass ball too. Sorry, Mr. Jordan, or Mr. Toller. So another runner in scoring position for the Thoroughbreds. Pitch is on the outside part of the plate, evening up the count at 1-1. Walker wheels the bat around, trying to get a second RBI today. And the pitch is way inside. This count goes to 2-1. Down at second base, Bryce Coy running for Brian Vaughn takes his lead. Bryce has already scored 1 run. And the pitch, oh, and that one just slipped out of the hand of the pitcher Helfenstein for ball 3. Ended up a foot high and a foot outside. Breds up 6-2, 5 in the first. Another run here in the second. And a runner on second base for Walker, who is 5 for 11. That's a .455 batting average with runners in scoring position as the pitch is down low and swung at anyway. Running the count full at 3-2. Throughout this season, the middle part of our batting order has done great as far as getting hits with runners in scoring position. Payoff pitch is outside, ball 4. So another walk given up brings Jordan Persinger back to the plate. Persinger was hit by a pitch his first time up and later came around to score. And a new pitcher will come to the mound. So Cam Ferris will be the third pitcher for Lewis County. So while Cam Ferris takes his warm-up, your situation is this. We are in the bottom half of the second inning. Harrison County leads 6-2. They've got runners on first and second. They've already played a run in the inning. And there's 1 out. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WC1.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Doug Hampton today at 859-588-7120 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
The Hilltop, the new pitcher on the mound for Lewis County. Their third of the day will be Cam Ferris. Ferris taking over for Bryson Helfenstein, who threw a complete inning. Taking a look at Ferris's pitching numbers on the year. This is also his second game. So this is the third straight pitcher for Lewis County where this is their second game. Ferris, in his other appearance, threw 1 1/3 innings and no walks, no hits, no strikeouts, just retired all 4 batters he faced in that inning in the third. He'll be facing Jordan Persinger here with runners on first and second. Bryce Coy down at second base running for Brian Vaughn. Walker at first. 6-2 your score. This game has gone on for nearly an hour and we are still in the bottom of the second inning. Takes a lot of time to walk all those people. First pitch to Persinger is way outside for ball 1. Gets past the catcher, the new catcher, Parker Jordan. And we'll call it a wild pitch. Other defensive changes, Bryson Toller, who was behind the plate, is now at third where Cam Ferris was. As we said, Parker Jordan replacing Toller behind the plate. Check of the runners by Ferris, and the pitch is a bouncer back up the middle for a base hit, of all things. Bryce Coy scores, rounding third, and sliding underneath the tag will be Walker. So 2-run score on the RBI double back up the middle. We'll actually give that a single and move to second base on the throw. Nonetheless, a couple of RBIs for Jordan Persinger. Jay Sean Lewis at the plate. Harrison County's lead now 8-2. No, 7-2. 7-2 your score as the pitch is going to be taken on the inside corner for a strike. Waiting on the next pitch. It's a pop-up on the left side of the infield. Now waiting for it is the third baseman, Toller, who will bring it in for out number 2. So 2 outs now in the inning, and Ian Hopkins will return to the plate. Hopkins walked with the bases loaded his first time up.
Now batting number 24, Ian Hopkins.
Hopkins wheels the bat around. His team leading 7-2. And the pitch is going to be on the outside part of the plate for a strike. Wandering away from the second base bag is Persinger. And here's a bouncer to the left side, backhanded by the shortstop. Ferguson, his throw to first is in time. That was a nice play as he had to catch that one deep in the hole and then almost throw it as he was catching it. In any case, 3 more runs come across the plate for the Thoroughbreds. This time they did it with 1 base hit. And as we head to the top of the third, your score, Harrison County 8 and Lewis County 2. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Ronnie Brown today at 502-542-1984 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Since 1956, your local hometown station and the home of the Breds and Phillies. WCYN, 1400 AM and 101.3 FM.
All righty, Harrison County up 8-2 as we head to the top of the third. Back on the mound for his third inning of work, the starter for the Thoroughbreds, Dre Roberts. He'll be facing 9-1-2 in the batting order. Braden McLone. Then back to the top, and Connor Plank and Kyron Ferguson. Lewis County scored the first 2 runs of the game in the top of the first after Connor Plank reached on an error. Kyron Ferguson deposited one on the top of the bank out beyond the left field fence to give the Lions the early 2-0 lead. Since that time, though, they've only been able to pick up 1 walk. Braden McLone at the plate.
Number 4, Braden McLone.
On the year, batting .286, has 4 runs scored and 3 walks. Here's a little looper into right field. Coming up with the baseball, Walker, and got him! Yeah, what a great play by Donovan, but now Donovan's down as he was able to glove that ball after it bounced in front of him and then threw a perfect, absolutely perfect strike to first base for the oh-so-rare 9-3 putout. Back to the top now, and Connor Plank. Plank reached on an error and later scored ahead of Ferguson on Ferguson's 2-run homer. Roberts gets the sign from his catcher Brian Vaughn. And the pitch is right down Main Street for strike 1. Well, they've been here for Farmers since 1916, and they're here for you now, Farm Credit Mid-America. Contact Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 and learn more. Next pitch is swung on and missed. This count goes to 0-2 on Plank. Left fielder stands back in, calls time as he wasn't quite ready with those batting gloves, so now has to readjust and step back into the batter's box. Reds with 5 in the first and 3 more in the second. Here's a shot to the opposite field, but foul and out of play. That keeps Plank alive in this plate appearance. Well, the track team, they've got a couple of meets coming up on the hilltop here. On Wednesday, they'll host the Harrison County All-Comers. So the next pitch is delivered and swung on and missed for strike 3. Another Joe Cochran at State Farm strikeout for the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 15, Kyron Ferguson.
Kyron Ferguson, who hit that 2-run homer, back to the plate now. Talking about the track team, along with that All-Comers on Wednesday, the annual Harrison County Invitational track meet on Saturday. So the next pitch is taken for a strike, so a lot of different buses will be seen around the track this coming week. Next pitch is taken for a strike as the count goes to 0-2. So best of luck to our track teams. 0-2 pitch from Roberts is outside. Trying to get Ferguson to chase a bad one, but he laid off of it. This count goes to 1-2. Wind still blowing from left to right. Next pitch is a bouncer foul to the left side. So that will make the count 1-2. Like a good neighbor, Joe Cochran with State Farm Insurance is there. Are you looking for a new quote? Give Joe a call at 859-234-3813. Joe always supports the Reds and the Phillies. Ferguson limping as he goes back to the batter's box. Must have fouled that one off himself. Roberts trying to retire the side in order for the second consecutive inning. If he can get another strike here on Ferguson. It's going to be a pop fly towards the right field line. Walker chasing after it in foul territory. Cannot make the grab. Kind of a difficult place there for fielders as the field itself starts going downwards. And you're also getting close to the fence as there's not a whole lot of foul territory down the right field line. Once you get past the infield fence. Next pitch, it's going to hit him in the back. So makes that Ferguson. Gets the free pass on down to first base.
Braxton Egbert.
Braxton Egbert to the plate now. He grounded out to third. Back in the first in his only other plate appearance. And now we'll have a runner for Ferguson who is obviously limping around. So we'll see who comes out of the dugout as Ferguson will be replaced by number 12. It's Caden Stevenson. So Caden Stevenson running at first for Ferguson, and would not be surprised at all the way Ferguson's limping around that Stevenson might stay in the ball game. So the trainer will take a look at him. Looking at his left ankle. Here's the throw to first, not in time as Stevenson dives back in. Stevenson, a sophomore. It's a very young Lion team. Next pitch is up high, though, to Egbert for ball one. 8-2, Harrison County leads here in the top of the third. In the second meeting between these two schools, Harrison won 9-1 earlier. Oh, and now they've got Stevenson hung up as a pickoff as he went just a little bit too early towards second base. Nice throw that time all the way around to catch him stealing as the out went 1-3. No runs, no hits, no errors, and as it ends up, nobody was left on base. So we head to the bottom of the third. Your score, Harrison County 8 and Lewis County 2. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Congratulations. You're officially an agent.
Sweet. I get one of those cool agent names, right? Like Viper or Shadow?
Well, Wayne, we're thinking you go by Wayne?
Oh, yeah. Wayne's fine, too.
With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, there's an agent in every county who's involved in the community, which means you'll know your agent by name. In this case, Wayne.
I got it. What about 006?
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Trish Jenkins today at 859-588-5590 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County up 8-2. In the bottom of the third, it'll be the 8-9-1 batters coming up for Harrison. Dre Roberts, Boston Reynolds, and then back to the top, and Sean Vaughn. Well, the weekend did not start out too well for the University of Kentucky Batcats as they lost to Texas in their first meeting last night, 6-3. They were scheduled to begin at noon. I assume that they did today in the second of that 3-game series. Texas, the number 2 rated team in the NCAA, coming into that game with a record of 27-4, while the Batcats having a difficult start of things. They're just 18-13 overall, but more troubling, just 5-8 in the SEC. Do better than that. The early returns before the season even started was that UK baseball would be just as exciting and just as successful as last year's team that made it to the Super Regionals. But so far that has not been proven out on the field, but still a lot of time in that college baseball season to turn things around. As we said, Dre Roberts will start things off. He had a sacrifice fly and an RBI his first time to the plate.
Now batting number 35, Dre Roberts.
Roberts, who wears the number 35 on the back of his jersey, stands in there against Cam Ferris, the first time these two guys have met each other. First pitch is fouled out of play to the right side for strike one. The El Paracutan Daily Lunch Specials and the always popular buffet are calling your name. Plan a visit soon to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracutan. Ferris in his second inning of work in relief. Next pitch will hit Dre on the back of the shoulder. That brings the number of hit batsmen to 4 in the game. So we're catching up on that stat, I guess. Boston Reynolds will now come to the plate. Boston grounded out to short to end that first inning.
Now batting number 7, Boston Reynolds.
Roberts, who began the game on the mound, stands at first base as Boston Reynolds checks in. Umpire makes his notations. And now we're ready to go. Over at first base, Detillion holding the runner on. Ferris takes a look over there, and the pitch is going to be down low, but nice stop that time by the new catcher, Patrick Jordan. However, it's down low for ball 1. Reynolds stands back in. Outfield playing Reynolds fairly shallow. So next pitch sails high and outside. So Ferris having the same troubles as his predecessors, Parker Jordan and Bryson Helfenstein, of finding the plate. 8-2 is your score. Harrison County up by 6. Here goes the runner. The throw is going to be not in time, as sliding in underneath of the tag for Harrison County was Landon Custard. So give Custard the steal. And the third. Two balls and a strike the count to Reynolds, with the runner at second. Next pitch taken for a ball. 3-1 the count to the Breads shortstop. Custard takes his lead from second. And the pitch to Reynolds is smoked into left field and will drop in there for a base hit. Custard slides in safely at third on the single by Reynolds, which puts runners on the corners for the Thoroughbreds and takes us back to the top of the order. Sean
now
Vaughn.
Batting number 15, Sean Vaughn.
Sean has walked twice and scored twice, both times scoring on passed balls. First pitch is outside. Over at first base, the runner Reynolds being held on by Detillion. And here he goes. The pitch is going to be at the knees for a strike, and the throw down to second goes into center field. Coming home to score on that error was Landon Custard. Give that one an E2. But give Reynolds the stolen base, as he would have been safe anyway. 1-1 the count to Sean Vaughn. 9-2 your score now, Harrison County up. Here's a chopper to the left side, gloved by the third baseman Toller. He throws across the diamond in time just to barely nip Sean Vaughn by a half a step for the first out of the inning. But on the play, moving over to third base, was Reynolds. They'll bring Blake Green back to the plate. Blake was hit by a pitch in the first, laid down a sacrifice bunt in the second inning.
Now batting number 14, Blake Green.
Well, 3/4 of the infield come in. The shortstop, Kyron Ferguson, playing back. First pitch is outside for a ball. Brian Vaughn on deck. Barring an absolutely unbelievable double play, should get to bat this inning. Next pitch from Ferris is tip foul into the mitt of Jordan. The count evens up at 1-1. Reds seemingly have bounced back very well from that loss to pace last Wednesday. Next pitch is down low, kicks away from the catcher, but not far enough away for any advancement. This count goes 2-1. Okay, girls, you ready? Yes. First off, did you have fun in Florida?
Yes.
Good. Do you have a big group to feed?
Yes.
Snappy Tomato Pizza is great for birthdays and parties. Just dial 235-7627. That's 235.
Snap.
Very good. Here's a shot foul down the right side. The count goes even at 2-2. 1 on, 1 out, and a run already in the inning. Getting the sign from third base is Green. Before stepping back into the batter's box. And the pitch is going to stay high again. This count goes full at 3-2. Payoff pitch is inside for ball 4. They'll bring Brian Vaughn back to the plate, as we mentioned. He's walked twice in the game so far today.
Now
down at third base, Reynolds takes his lead. Over at first, Green being held on by Detillion. And Ferris's pitch. Here goes Green. The pitch is taken for a strike. The throw down will be cut off. Now coming home from third is Reynolds. He'll be in there safely. So the Reds take a 10-2 lead on the delayed double steal. Moves Green to second. And an 0-1 count on the batter, Brian Vaughn. Reds coming from behind. Remember, we were down 2-0. Now lead 10-2. Next pitch. Oh, that one will hit Brian on the helmet. Another hit batsman. That makes it 6 on the game. Now put runners on first and second for Donovan Walker. Walker had an RBI ground out in the first, walked and scored in the second. And now comes to the plate here in the third inning.
Now batting number 22, Donovan Walker.
For over 70 years, Weber's Sausage has delivered the best Kentucky flavor to your breakfast table. From the first sizzle to the last bite, it's a taste you can trust. Find them in your favorite meat department. Walker takes his stance in there at the plate. First pitch is swung on and missed for strike one. Breathitt County will take on Lewis County after this game is over, a scheduled 2:15 start. Might start a little bit earlier depending on how things go. Here goes Green, a bouncer back up the middle, under the glove of the second baseman. And scoring on the RBI single is Green. The third run of the inning ups Harrison County's lead to 11-2. Just looked like the second baseman didn't get his glove down on the ground. The ball rolled underneath of it. So, single to center field.
Now batting number 17, Jordan Persinger.
But do give Walker an RBI on that play. Jordan Persinger at the plate now. First pitch is low and inside for ball one. Cynthiana Hardee's wants you to visit them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on US 27 South. They've got the best burgers in town. That's at Hardee's in Cynthiana. Next pitch is going to be taken for a strike. That'll even things up at 1-1. Runners on first and second. Breads with 5 in the first, 3 more in the second, and now 3 more here in the third. Next pitch bounces up there. Nice stop by the catcher. Count goes to 2-1. The live YouTube broadcast of this game is proudly brought to you by Kentucky Farm Bureau, Palmer Hampton Realty, and Farm Credit Mid-America. Just visit us at youtube.com/WCYN Sports as the next pitch is cued foul, evening up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Cam Ferris on the mound. This is his first full inning of work in relief. Also been the third pitcher of the day for Lewis County, none of whom have been very successful. Ferris gets the sign from Jordan. And the break-even pitch will sail high. This count goes full at 3-2. Full bases if Persinger can get a ball this time as well. Payoff pitch is way outside ball 4, and that will load the bases with thoroughbreds. On another walk given up by the pitching of Lewis County. Jay-Sean Lewis to the plate now. Jay-Sean was hit by a pitch, later scored in the first. Popped up to third, his only other plate appearance.
Jay-Sean Lewis.
Lewis on the year 1 for 3 with the bases loaded. But now we'll have a courtesy runner coming in. Russ Persinger will run at first base. And third, running for Jordan. Persinger for Persinger. So that notation has been made by the home plate umpire. Over at third base, Toller scoots in on the infield grass. Still just 1 out in the inning. First pitch to Jay-Sean is right at the letters. I don't think it came much of that. Strike 1. Bryce Coy at third, just to keep you up to date. Walker at second, and now Russ Persinger at first. Here's a tip foul ball into the mitts of Jordan, and Lewis finds himself in the hole 0-2. Did they switch him again? Okay. Yeah, I knew they were, but they must have switched him back. So the next pitch is swung on and missed as the count. The second out is recorded. So with the bases loaded and still 2 outs, Coming to the bat now will be Ian Hopkins. Nope, pinch hitter Cooper Slade batting for himself. So Slade batting with the bases loaded and 2 outs here in the third. Let's see Slade's numbers on the year.
Now batting, number 16, Cooper Slade.
See, Slade batting 152 is mired in a horrible slump. 1 for 17 in his last 8 games. He needs a base hit. Still, though, time for the team high in walks with 8. We'll take one of them, too. First pitch taken for strike 1. Slade, the 9th batter in the inning. And the next pitch is a fly ball into left field. Plank camping under it and will grab it for out number 3. But the Braves do come up with 3 more runs in the frame. They did it by courtesy of just 2 base hits. There was 1 error and the bases were left loaded. So as we head now to the top of the 4th, your score, Harrison County 11 and Lewis County 2. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Kentucky Farm Bureau agents wear a lot of hats. They're coaches, volunteers, church members, neighbors, someone who's there when you need them, especially when you need them most. That may be a lot of hats, but they're all the perfect fit. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop, Harrison County with a 9-run lead at 11-2. Let's see. For Harrison County, they've given up just 2 runs. And we'll have a new pitcher on the mound. As going to the rubber will be Blake Green, replacing Dre Roberts. Pencil Green in there. Let's see Green's numbers on the year. Well, he's making his first appearance, so first appearance for Blake Green on the mound. Dre Roberts, in his 3 innings of work, gave up 2 runs, one of which was earned. Walked a batter, hit a batter, and struck out 3. So only gave up that 1 hit. That was that home run to Kyron Ferguson. Otherwise, pitched pretty well. And we'll see what Blake Green can do. Is coming back from Florida. Some new changes have been made, and we'll see if those changes will pan out. Also coming in to catch will be B.J. Napier. So put Napier behind the plate with Green on the mound. And Dre Roberts has moved to third. So those changes have been made. Also, Landon Custard is in left field now. Give him some innings. Just a lot of wholesale changes for the Thoroughbreds. Let's see. Was it short? Number 8. Braxton Egbert coming to the plate. He'll be followed by Cam Ferris and John Reeder.
Braxton Egbert.
We'll see how that'll work out. The wind and Green's first pitch is popped foul and out of play to the right side for strike 1. Well, the Reds beat Pittsburgh last night 5-3. They are now 6-8, but still 4th in the National League Central. behind both Milwaukee and Chicago, who are identically with the same record. 0-2 the count to Egbert. He grounded out to third his first time up. He was at the plate when Stevenson got caught trying to steal. Next pitch is out of the strike zone. 1-2 the count to him now. Egbert chokes up on the bat handle about 1.5 inches. Next pitch is high and inside as the count goes even at 2-2. Outfield playing the batter fairly deep. Green's payoff pitch is tip foul into the mid of Napier for strike 3. Nice job. So another Joe Cochran at State Farm strikeout. I was trying to count and talk at the same time. 4 Ks. They'll bring Cam Ferris back to the plate. Cam walked his first time up.
Ferris.
First pitch taken down low for ball 1. Yeah, Blake Green in his first appearance of the season. Next pitch is going to be up high for ball 2. 1 out, nobody on for Lewis. They trail 11-2 in the 4th. Green doesn't waste any time. Next pitch is on the inside part of the plate for a strike. Nice pitch. I'm talking about the Reds at Great American beating Pittsburgh last night 5-3. Tonight they play at 6:40. Andrew Abbott will get his first appearance of the season. He'll be taking on Andrew Heaney. Heaney, no record, but a 1.5 ERA. Count goes to 3-1 on Ferris. Ferris walked his first time up. And the next pitch is up high, walks the second time up as well. So only 2 walks have been surrendered to Lewis County batters, and both of them have been to Cam Ferris.
Batting number 9, John Reeder.
John Reeder to the plate now. He grounded into an inning-ending double play back in the first. Back out there again. At El Paracutan, daily lunch specials and the always popular buffet are calling your name. Plan to visit soon to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracutan. The first pitch is down low and inside for a ball. So I think we're all caught up on interesting things right now. The Reds, Cats, Phillies, track. Tennis team, I'm sure, has got matches on the schedule. Here's a ball that'll squirt past Napier, and that will allow Ferris to move on down to second on the pass ball. Next pitch to the plate is up high to Reeder. Now run the count to 3 balls, no strikes. Reeder, the designated hitter, batting for the catcher, Parker Jordan. Next pitch is right down Main Street, and as we suspected, Reeder was taking all the way. This count goes to 3-1. Ferris wanders away from second. And the pitch is swung through and missed. That'll load up the count at 3-2. Lewis County just 2-7 on the season. On their way to losing to Harrison County for the second time this year. Here's a bouncer backhanded at third base by Roberts. His throw to first is in time. Russ Persinger's throw back to third base will not be in time, as Ferris took off just as soon as the ball was released by Roberts. But 2 outs now in the inning for Brody Detillion. Detillion grounded out to first his first time up.
Brody Detillion.
Green takes a glance over to third base to see what Ferris is up to. And the pitch is going to be high for a ball. For over 70 years, Weber's Sausage has delivered the best Kentucky flavor to your breakfast table. From the first sizzle to the last bite, it's a taste you can trust. You can find them in your favorite meat department as the next pitch is outside and low for ball 2. Lions have not scored since the 2-run homer in the first by Ferguson. Ferris trying to change that. The runner from third as the next pitch is taken for a strike, 2-1 the count. Detillion wears the number 3 on the back of his jersey, which is also his position number. And the next pitch is outside, 3-1. We talked about Breathitt playing against Lewis County after this game is over. Harrison County will play Breathitt at around 4:30. Here's a bouncer to the right side, a slow roller that's scooped up, fires to first, and that will be the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We're heading now to the bottom of the 4th. Your score remains Harrison County 11 and Lewis County 2. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Mary Todd Ashbrook today at 859-588-1520 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
That after retiring Lewis County, who was trying to score with a runner on third but could not get one home, so the score remains 11-2. 4 thoroughbreds scheduled to come up. Roberts, Reynolds, and Sean Vaughn. That's 8, 9, and 1, but I'm going to guess we'll see some pinch hitters as Cam Ferris will take to the mound. This will be his second full inning of work in relief. The third pitcher of the day for Lewis County, following in the footsteps of Parker Jordan, who began the game. Bryson Helfenstein, who batted second, or came into pitch second, and now Cam Ferris. Reds, if things come out the way I think they will improve on the year to 13-2, while Lewis County will drop to 2-8. Harrison won the earlier game between these two schools in Vanceburg, 9-1. A similar score today as well, 11-2. Let's see, Dre Roberts, it looks like will be batting for himself to start things off. He had a sacrifice fly, driving in a run back in the first. He's also been hit by a pitch. So a busy day for him. So we're just about ready to get this inning going. I want to remind you that Cynthia and Hardee's wants you to visit them for breakfast, lunch, or dinner on US 27 South. They've got the best burgers in town. That's at Hardee's in Cynthiana. So Roberts at the plate.
Now batting, number 35, Dre Roberts.
Levels the bat as Ferris goes into the windup. And the pitch is fouled off and behind us for strike 1. Roberts gets the sign before stepping back into the batter's box. And Ferris's next pitch is going to be low and inside as well. We're in the count even at 1-1. Next pitch is going to be low and inside, or outside rather. We're in the count to 2-1. Left fielder Plank playing him pretty far back as the next pitch is hit the opposite way and out of play. Evening up the count at 2-2. Well, they've been here for farmers since 1916, and they're here for you now. Farm Credit Mid-America. Contact Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 and learn more about it. Ferris's break-even pitch is a bouncer to the left side. Ferguson bobbles the ball and then drops it all together. So the second error of the ball game committed by the defense for Lewis County puts the leadoff batter aboard for the Breds here in the bottom of the fourth. Have a pinch hitter is coming on for Harrison County, Keen Price. So put Price in Reynolds' spot.
Now batting number 26, Keen Price.
Here in the fourth inning. See Price's numbers on the year. Batting .229. Has 3 RBIs and 4 walks. First pitch to him here is going to be taken just a little bit low for a ball. Over at first base, Roberts being held on. And the pitch is going to stay high. Count goes to 2 balls and no strikes. Over at third, Toller right at the edge of the infield grass. Next pitch to Price is at the knees for a strike. 2-1 the count. Man on, nobody out for the Breds. They lead 11-2. So we bat here in the bottom of the fourth. The Breds have scored in every inning. Next pitch is going to be backhanded by Ferguson, and once again he drops it. So back-to-back batters for Harrison County get on because of errors by the shortstop.
Now batting number 25, Landon Custard.
Landon Custard will now pinch hit, coming in to bat for Vaughn. Sean Vaughn. So pencil him in there. Landon 0 for 1 this season. First pitch is taken for a strike. But now batting with runners on first and second. Ferris looks in to get the sign from Jordan. And the pitch is swung through and missed. This count goes to 0-2. Like a good neighbor, Joe Cochran with State Farm Insurance is there. Are you looking for a new quote? Give Joe a call at 859-234-3813. Joe always supports the Breds and the Phillies. Next pitch from Ferris is going to be too low. This count goes to 1-2 on Custard. A look back at second by Ferris. And the pitch is a bouncer back to the mound. Throwing the ball to third base will be the pitcher Ferris, and they'll catch Roberts trying to go from second to actually he had to go from second to third. So 1-5 for the first out of the inning. Still runners on first and second for Blake Green. Green has been hit by a pitch, had a sacrifice bunt, and also a walk.
Now batting number 14, Blake Green.
He has scored a couple of runs. Otherwise, just simply a statistic. First pitch is, terrible call. Called for strike one. Well, for one thing, there's no batter's box visible anymore. You just kind of have to know where the strike zone is. Next pitch is going to drop in there for a strike. Now, that was legit. Count goes 0-2. Left and right fielders are deep. The center fielder's playing shallow. Odd alignment. Here's a bouncer to the right side. Only play is going to be, did he get in time? No. A ball that was completely muffed by Detillion as he could just never get the ball out of his glove. And the third error of the inning is committed And now the bases are loaded with thoroughbreds. He just tried his hardest to get the ball, and the harder he tried, the farther away the ball went.
B.J. Napier.
So B.J. Napier batting for Brian Vaughn here in the fourth. Napier on the year, 1 for 3. First pitch taken outside for ball 1. Next pitch to the plate is going to stay low for ball 2. At El Paracutan Daily Lunch Specials and the always popular buffet are calling your name. Plan a visit soon to the Harrison Square and enjoy a meal at El Paracutan. Next pitch is low and inside. 3 balls and no strikes to count to Napier. And there's no place to put him. With the bases full and 1 out in the inning. And the 3-0 is a high chopper, gloved by the third baseman, Toller. He'll throw to first base to retire B.J. Napier, but an RBI ground out brings Price home from third. Harrison County now leads 12-2. Other 2 runners advance
now
as
batting,
well.
Number 11, Sawyer Craycraft.
Sawyer Craycraft to the plate now. Pencil Craycraft in here in the fourth, batting in Walker's spot. Craycraft on the season 0 for 1. First pitch to him is going to be taken for a strike. Like to get those 2 runners home from third. With that run that Price just scored, Harrison County has now scored in every inning. 5 in the first, 3 in both the second and third innings, and a single run here in the fourth. Here's a little pop into right, diving, but unable to make the grab is McGlone, and both runners will score. Going into second base, sliding safely, will be Craycraft, so give Sawyer a couple of RBIs on that dying double to left. Coming home was Landon Custard and Blake Green.
Now batting number 9, Russ Persinger.
I'll bring Russ Persinger to the plate, batting for Jordan here in the fourth. So 3 runs in the last 3 innings each. The first pitch to Russ is fouled to the right side for strike 1. Oh, Russ Persinger on the year, 2 for 6 with a double. Down at second base, Craycraft takes his lead, and the pitch is outside, evening up the count at 1-1. Girls, you ready? Do you have a big group to feed?
Yes!
Snappy Tomato Pizza is great for birthdays and parties. Just dial 235-7627. That's 235.
Snap!
Thank you. Next pitch is taken for a strike by Russ. Count goes to 1-2. Bread's up 14-2 here in the bottom of the fourth. Next pitch is going to be fouled off by Russ over the third base dugout. This count goes to 1-2. Number 9, another left-hander, stands back in. And the 1-2 pitch is a little pop fly, but foul, bounces on top of the third base dugout. So a couple of 2-strike foul balls by Russ Persinger have kept him alive in this plate appearance. Waggling the bat over his left shoulder, and now the pitch is fouled out of play. Now Russ is making the most of this plate appearance. Nothing else, he made the home plate umpire run out of baseballs. So, new crop is delivered. Home plate umpire wandering back behind the plate. Let's see, Breathitt and Lewis County scheduled to start at 2:15. Don't think it will. 1-2 once again is fouled off once again as Russ Persinger continues to battle Ferris. That is 4 two-strike foul balls for Russ Persinger. Left-hander collects himself before choking up about an inch on the bat and heading back into the batter's box, standing way up in the box now. And the pitch is way inside, but nice stop that time by Jordan to keep the runner Craycraft at second. However, the count goes to 2 balls and 2 strikes on Russ Persinger. This will be the 9th pitch of this plate appearance. So whatever else Ferris has in his arsenal, better use it now. Break-even pitch, down low, ball 3. So 3-2. The count to Russ Persinger with a runner on second and 2 outs in the inning. And the payoff pitch is slammed into center and is going to drop in there for a base hit. Stopping at third base will be Craycraft, but a quality at-bat for Russ Persinger, fouling off 4 two-strike pitches before singling to center field. So with runners on the corners, coming to the plate now for Harrison County will be Brock Coy.
Now batting number 10, Brock Coy.
Bang for Lewis. Here in the 4th. The 8th batter to bat in the inning. So Brock stands in. On the year, 1 for 8. That's a 125 batting average. With second base open, heading on down to second base on a pass ball will be Russ Persinger. So runners on the second and third. 1-0 the count to Coy. Coy's next swing is missed. Pitch outside. 1-1 the count. Stands back in there again, and the pitch is going to be a pop fly to short. Waiting on it and catching it will be Ferguson for out number 3. But the Breds come up with 3 more runs. They did it with just 2 base hits, as there were 3 Lewis County errors and a couple of men left on base. We're heading to the top of the 5th with your score. Harrison County 14 and Lewis County 2. You're listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Katie Bowman today at 859-595-4234 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality.
Breds and go Breds. Come down and see the boys.
All righty, back here at the Hilltop. 4 innings are in the books, and Harrison County leads 14-2. Your numbers through those first 4 for Lewis County. 2 runs on just 1 base hit. They have committed 4 errors. Yep, not more than that. 5 errors. They've left one man on base. Meanwhile, for the Thoroughbreds, 14 runs on just 5 hits. The Breds have committed 1 error and left 7 stranded. Back on the mound for his second inning of work in relief will be
now
Blake Green.
Number 10, Zane Smike.
He'll be pitching first to Zane Smike. So, pencil Zane Smike in there here in the 5th. As Green gets the sign, the first pitch to Smike is upstairs for ball 1. Let's see, Smike on the year, batting .333, couple of runs, 3 RBIs and a walk. Green's next pitch to him is up high for a ball. 2-0 the count. Breds 3 outs away from finishing off what will be their 13th win of the year. Now Smike is hit by a pitch. So he gets a free pass on down to first. And Bryson Toller to the plate. Toller struck out his first time up.
Now
over at first, Russ
0,
Persinger will hold
Toller.
Smike on. Number 0 stands in there. First pitch is tipped foul for strike 1. Just a wonderful day for baseball here on the Hilltop, especially the way things have worked out for the Breds, leading 14-2. Against a Lewis County team that's going to drop to 2-8. From the stretch, Green, a check of the runner at first. And the pitch to the plate is going to be fouled off. This count goes to 0-2. A little bit of a chilly day. Got a handful of brave souls sitting outside their vehicle watching this game. Most so are inside. The 0-2 pitch is a little looper to short, and it's going to land in shallow left field, a little Texas leaguer. So runners on first and second. And we'll see who comes up now is Braden McGlone. McGlone,
now batting number 4, Braden
quote
McGlone.
unquote, grounded out his first time out. He's the one that hit the line ball to right field that Donovan Walker ended up throwing out, 9-3. Here's a grounder through the hole on the right side of the infield. All hands are safe as the first 3 batters have reached here in the top of the 5th inning. Let's see. Will Connor Blank hit? Yes, he will.
Now
Connor Blank,
number 1,
0 for 2
Connor
officially.
Blank.
Reached on air and scored ahead of the 2-run homer by Kyron Ferguson back in the first. He's also been a strikeout victim. Next pitch is up high for ball 1. Next pitch from Green is on the outside part of the plate, evening things up at 1-1. This game approaching 2 hours old. Next delivery is a fly ball into right center field, and this ball is going to be caught shy of the fence on a nice grab by Brock Coy. However, on that play, coming home from third will be Smike to make the score 14-3. But give Plank the RBI.
Now batting number
catch.
12, Caden Stevenson.
Caden Stevenson at the plate now. batting for Ferguson. First pitch to him is fouled out of play to the right side for strike one. Stevenson. He actually batted against Harrison County the first time around, going 1 for 1. So the next pitch is fouled back. Count goes to 0-2. A run in the inning for Lewis, the first time they've scored since the first. They also picked up a couple of base hits and have runners on first and second. Next pitch is just outside for ball one. Wandering away from second is Toller, from first McGlone. And the pitch is going to stay up high, evening up the count at 2-2. Some clouds starting to move in. Next pitch is tipped foul. Just barely caught a piece of that one, did Stevenson, as the count remains 2-2. Stevenson, a sophomore. Getting the sign green, and the pitch is on the outside part of the plate for strike three. And nice pitch that time. And another Joe Cochran out at State Farm strikeout. So down to the last out, Braxton Egbert returns to the plate. He's 0 for 2.
Now batting number 8, Braxton Egbert.
Egbert's grounded out to third. He's also struck out in the game. Here goes the runner from second to third, and they got him. Yes, sir. Don't know exactly what Mr. Toller was thinking, but caught stealing on a nice throw by Napier down to third base for out number 3, and that will be the ball game. Harrison County wins by a final score of 14-3. Brads now improve on the season to 13-2, while Lewis County drops to 2-8. Both these teams have another game set to be played this afternoon. In about 25 minutes or half an hour, Lewis County will take on Breathitt County, and then after that game is over, the Thoroughbreds will take on the Bobcats. But first things first, Thoroughbreds win in their opener of this Hometown Pharmacy Invitational 14-3. We invite you to join us for our post-game show sponsored by Cynthiana Hardee's. We'll go over all the scoring and stats and have a chat with a member of the Harrison County coaching staff. All that coming up right after this timeout. But once again, from here on Mack Whitaker Field, your final score in a game that lasted just 5 innings, Harrison County 14, Lewis County 3. You've been listening to Thoroughbred Baseball on WCYN Sports.
The live coverage of tonight's Harrison County baseball game.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in Kentucky.
I believe in small town values.
And mom and dad and the things they handed down.
I believe some of the best people in the world are farmers.
I believe in insurance that protects families, homes, and cars.
I believe in always finding a way to do what you love.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
I am Kentucky.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Katie Bowman today at 859-595-4234 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Congratulations. You're officially an agent.
Sweet. I get one of those cool agent names, right? Like Viper or Shadow?
Well, Wayne, we're thinking you go by Wayne?
Oh, yeah. Wayne's fine, too.
With Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance, there's an agent in every county who's involved in the community, which means you'll know your agent by name. In this case, Wayne.
I got it. What about 006?
Kentucky Farm Bureau Insurance. Big on commitment.
Dreaming of the perfect home? Whether you're buying, selling, or just exploring your options, Palmer Hampton Realty is here to guide you every step of the way. Located in the heart of Cynthiana, we know this community like no one else. From charming historic homes to modern dream properties, we'll find the perfect fit for you. Call Doug Hampton today at 859-588-7120 and let's make your real estate dreams a reality. At Farm Credit Mid-America, we're here to make rural dreams a reality. Whether it's financing your farm, expanding your agribusiness, or building your country homes, we've been proudly supporting farmers and rural families for over a century. As a customer-owned cooperative, we don't just offer loans and insurance, we invest in your success. Call Michael Furnish at 859-254-2741 or visit fcma.com today. Farm Credit Mid-America, financing rural America's dreams.
Time, and as a result, your balances of stocks and bonds can shift. Hi, I'm Mark Troxel, your Cynthiana Edward Jones financial advisor. If your portfolio is out of balance, you may be taking more risk than you realize. Learn more by asking for our new report, Maintain Your Balance. Call 859-234-0368. That's 234-0368. Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Alrighty, back here at the Hilltop. You're listening to the post-game show brought to you by Cynthiana Hardee's. Joined now by assistant coach Mark Sadler, who thought he could get away from talking to me. But no.
I was trying down there in Florida now.
I know, and you tried very well.
That's right.
Yeah. You were brash enough to come by when Vince and Terry were talking to me, standing back there like you were going to say something, and then you got away.
Well, they've done such a fine job. I couldn't fill them shoes.
I guess that's what it was.
That's right.
Yeah. Sometimes all that is said is all that needs to be said.
Yes, sir.
There you go.
Hey, first off, happy birthday to you.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
I'm trying to see what I look like in a beard, but you know what? This thing itches.
I got you.
And I think it's coming off tonight.
That's what happens when we get older.
Itches. That's right. You know, of course, I guess when we get really, really old, we can do whatever the heck we want to.
That's right.
But now back to the game today, Coach. Not that I was really concerned a whole lot that we would try to let that game from last Wednesday bleed into today, but it didn't look like it had any effect at all. Huh?
No, none at all. You know, and we can divert back to last week in Florida there, that last game. You know, when you play a top 5 team in the state, and I'm not sure what he was in the country, and play that kind of caliber of a team, and you see that high speed pitch in upper 80s, low 90s that we saw. It just makes us a better team once you will get back in Kentucky, to see that kind of situation. So
yeah, and it's like Colin said too. It was our 6th day in Florida.
Yes,
the kids had fun, relaxed, and fun and relaxed is not a good way to approach a team like Pace.
Oh, not at all, not at all. I agree, 100%. Yeah. But to come back here today, we done played Lewis County a few weeks ago. We beat them 9-2, and then come back today and then get this one 14-3 in 5 innings. I don't think we had that many hits at all. What, 5 or 6? Yeah.
Hits,
so they had a lot of pass balls. We scored a lot. I think we scored first 6 runs without a hit.
Yeah,
so
we did. And it's one of those things that when a pitcher on the opposite side has not had any control at all, you don't want to start chasing things.
No, sir, not at all. No, nothing but strikes. So, we don't want to get up there and do anything like that at all. We want good ABs, and we want to be the best we can be.
Yeah, and still score runs.
Right.
Yeah, But I thought that the combination of Dre Roberts and Blake Green getting his first appearance today, I thought both those young men did very well.
Yes, and you're probably going to see more of Blake. You know, we want to try to get Blake and Donovan. We'd like to get them in there more on the mound, you know, because they can help his team out.
Oh,
you know?
yeah.
You know, we need help on the mound for sure. So, but no, they've done a heck of a job. So.
What was the decision making behind getting Green out there on the mound? I mean, this is his first time pitching this year.
No, they had told him earlier in the game that, you know, you might go in today just depending on the situation. So, but once we got the lead, then coach decided to just go on and put him in and see what we could do.
Right, and he did well. So
yes, sir.
You know, as young as we are, and as much as we lost pitching wise from last year, I mean, gosh, you lose your top three. Our guys this year, it's not all. I mean, we still got lots to learn. Don't get me wrong, we still got lots to learn, but they have stepped in and done a wonderful job.
Absolutely, you know, and we're still trying to figure the lineup out. You know, every day, every game we go into, we're, you know, what do we want to do? Do we want to move somebody here, move somebody there? You know, we're still trying to figure it out as coaches. But, you know, as all Coach Whitaker, we'll get it figured out. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, we usually go down to Florida and we have a offense or defense in a certain way, and we come back and the offense and defense is a certain way, but it's different from when we left. And once again, it happens this year. And but that's part of the reason you go down there and play those tough teams is to find out who can respond to those hard hit balls at them.
Exactly.
And keep them in the lineup, especially batting wise.
Exactly. And if you notice today, you know, we got a totally different lineup.
Yes.
And we also, even on the field defensively, we changed a few things too. So.
It's called tinkering.
That's right. That's right. You know, you just want to put the best ones you can out there and try to solve it, you know, figure out where we're at.
Well, appreciate you coming up, Mark. I know you got some stuff to do on the field.
Yes, sir.
So appreciate it, and congratulations on the win.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All righty. Harrison County once again wins by a final score of 14-3. Harrison County, just kind of do this real quick, had 5 runs in the first inning, didn't get a hit at all. And then, like Mark said, we scored 3 more runs in the second inning without the benefit of a hit. So our first 8 runs came without us getting a base hit. Then we scored 3 more in the third and 3 more in the fourth to put us up by 14-2. Lewis County threatened to make us play a little bit more in the last inning, but could only get one of the 2 runs or 3 runs they needed to get across for the victory. Individual-wise, Sean Vaughn. Not a lot of this is going to be walk and hit by pitch. Sean Vaughn walked twice, scored twice. Landon Custard got in there and reached on a fielder's choice and scored a run. Blake Green gets on base 3 of the 4 times that he came to the plate. The other time was a sacrifice bunt, hit by a pitch, walked and reached on an error. Brian Vaughn gets on base all 3 times, a couple of walks and a hit batsman. He scored 2 runs. B.J. Napier came in and got an RBI base hit. Donovan Walker, he got on base twice with a walk and a base hit and had a couple of RBIs. Sawyer Craycraft came in there and got a Dying Quell double that drove in a couple of runs in the last inning. Jordan Persinger, he just knows how to get on base. Got hit by a pitch, singled and walked, scored a run, and drove in 2 more. Russ Persinger may have had the best at-bat of the entire night as he worked the count to 3-2 after fouling off 4 2-strike pitches and eventually singled to center. So a good at-bat for him there. Jay-Sean Lewis goes 0 for 2, but got on base once when he was hit by a pitch and scored a run. Brock Coy was 0 for 1. Ian Hopkins was 0 for 2, but walked with the bases loaded, driving in a run. Dre Roberts had a sacrifice fly, driving in an RBI, was hit by a pitch and later scored a run. He also reached on an error. And Boston Reynolds, he gets on base 1 out of 2 times, scoring a run and driving in a run. And Keen Price also got on base on an error. So all up and down the line, our guys did very, very well. Pitching-wise, Dre Roberts goes the first 3 innings, gives up just 1 hit. Now, that 1 hit was the 2-run homer by Kyron Ferguson, but that was the only hit he gave up. He also walked a batter and hit a batter while striking out 3. And then coming in after him was Blake Green, who pitched the final 2 innings. In his 2 innings of work, gave up 1 run. It was earned. Gave up a couple of base hits and 1 walk while striking out 2. So a good outing in his initial outing of the season for Blake Green. And I'm like Mark, I think that he's earned himself a chance to pitch in more serious situations than what he got put in today. So congratulations to Blake Green. As far as our Judy Construction Company player of the game, this is a tough one because so many people did so well. Let's see. Did anybody get on base? Yeah, Jordan Persinger. We'll give it to Jordan Persinger. Got on base all 3 times and also drove in 2. So congratulations to Jordan Persinger, our Judy Construction Company player of the game. Breds will have another game later on this afternoon, scheduled to play at 4:30 against Breathitt County, who's about to take on Lewis County here after they get the field dressed. That game probably will be, unless this game goes fast, will probably be more like at 5 o'clock rather than 4:30. So maybe keep that in mind for you all that are maybe going on home to cut the grass and then come back and watch the Breds play Breathitt. But the scheduled game time is 4:30, so you might want to get back here by then anyway. I want to thank my engineer back at the station, Mike Davis, for doing a great job as he always does. And as always, want to thank all of our sponsors, because without their help, we would not be able to get Harrison County High School baseball on the air. So in game number 1 of the 2025 edition of the Hometown Pharmacy Invitational, your final score for the final time in 5 innings, Harrison County 14 and Lewis County 3. Good afternoon, everyone.
Okay, Jim.
All right, thanks a lot, Mike, and I'll give you a call back when we're ready to go.
Okay, I'll be waiting.
Okay, thanks.
It's a big old world outside.